Ladies, if you wear wigs, weaves, braids, or extensions,
And if you're tender-headed like me,
Or tingle just like me.
Or have thick hair like mine.
Or hate getting your hair combed.
keep watching.
Hi guys, thanks for checking out another TM Hair Products video. Before we get into the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and hit the like button. Okay, her hair was previously silk pressed and we used TM Hair Products Smooth Through Detangler to achieve that look. Okay, I am going to detangle her hair. As you can see, she is a heavy sweater. This is my daughter that I tell you guys who's a heavy sweater. She sweats very heavily in her hair, which causes her hair to match. She is a person who cannot wear a protective style for an extended amount of time because of the amount of sweat that builds up in her hair, which causes her hair to matte. So this is her hair. I'm going to separate it as best I can. This part won't be clean until I detangle. I'm going to separate it as best I can, and I'm going to start detangling, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I have completely detangled one portion of her hair, and I'm going to start the other portion. Put your hand over. And this part, turn around this way. This part is off center because her hair was so matted up here because she's a heavy sweater that I didn't want to pull loose hairs from one side. So I'm going to start in the back, detangling this side of her hair. Now as you can see, turn around, before I even start, you can see how you just see clumps of matted hair. That is because she is a sweater. I have no control over that at all. Now if you're a person with, like my daughter, with very thick hair and you have to detangle it, do not pull a large portion of hair. Put your head down. Start right here at the very nape because her hair is very coily. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that. She have knots, like these are knots in her hair. So I don't try and make her part clean. Wherever her hair breaks, that's where I allow it to break. Like here, because her hair mats at the scalp. Turn around, little people. Her hair mats at the scalp. Let me see. I cannot break her hair here because I don't want to rip hair out. So I just let her hair break wherever it's going to break. So now I'm just going to clip that part out of the way. Of course, I'm going to use my spray bottle. And I am thinking about having these on the site. You guys, I love these spray bottles. So I'm thinking about putting these on the site. I really love them and I want you guys to try them. So I'm trying to get them at a reasonable price so I can sell them to you guys for a reasonable price. But they are pretty expensive, but they are great. I love the mist, the light spray. If you can, sorry. See how light the mist is? I love that with these spray bottles. So, but anyway, I'm going to lightly mist her hair. Now this is a fine mist spray bottle. Now, because her hair is very low porosity, she had her hair previously silk pressed, and probably by the time you see this video, you should have already seen that video. She had her hair silk pressed. So it's going to take a while for her hair to revert back to its natural state. I'm trying to see. Oh. It's going to take a minute for her hair to revert back to its natural state. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using our TM Hair Products Smooth Through Detangler, and it'll probably be on your screen. Turn around a little bit. I'm going to put that dot right there. I'm going to focus on the roots of her hair because that is where her hair tangles the most. So I want to work these knots and tangles out. As you can see, turn back this way a little bit. As you can see, you see knots here, knots here. I want to work those knots and tangles out. Now the detangler can be concentrated, so I'm just going to spray a little more water. Now, because I can feel the detangler breaking down her knots. Like at first I couldn't separate this. Now it's easier for me to separate, but I still have to work out these big knots. So I'm just going to work the detangler into her hair. Get it a little bit more, starting at the very ends of her hair. I'm just going to work my way up. Now I'm using this comb because I can feel little knots in her hair. I can feel it like here. I can't comb past this part because I can feel the knots in her hair. So, and if you can see that, like you see where all of this hair is clumped together, those are knots. So I'm going to work those knots out. Now, if there are shed hairs in here, which I'm sure there are, because her hair has not been detangled, the shed hairs are going to slide right out into the comb. And I like to do this just to loosen up the shed hairs that are going to slide out into the comb. Now, for those of you who ask questions about your edges and your nape, this is a great way to protect your edges and your nape. You cannot just rip this hair out. And as you can see, I'm gently moving up her hair. Like here, those are tangles. And I love this comb because it has this little point on the end. And this side doesn't. So if I'm just combing through her hair, I can use this side. I use either side, it doesn't matter. But I can just use this side. As you can see, I'm working my way up to the root of her hair. Now I'm at the root of her hair. This is the shed hairs that need to come out. This is what the detangler breaks down. Now, her hair is tangled right here. Like I can feel a clump of tangles. So what I would do is just put a dot of detangler there because I want the detangler to break that down so I don't have to rip her hair out. Now, this is a whole lot slower than I would be going if I wasn't explaining it. But I'm trying to explain it and allow you guys to see it. So now, right here, these are like little knots clumped together. So I'm just going to use the comb and that's what the detangler does. So now, this little piece that was here, again, I'm going to separate another section so that little piece that was there. And also, I'm glad you guys are watching this because when I first showed you her hair, it was very stringy. And I don't know if I said it, but this is after a silk press. You guys should have seen that video by now. But this is her hair reverting back to its natural state. It's not completely reverted, but it's reverting. So I get a lot of questions after I do silk press videos from you guys asking me, do my girl's hair revert back? So I'm allowing you to see that their hair does revert back. I'm going to take another small, very small section. You see those tangles right here? You don't want to just pull that. Wherever her hair naturally breaks is where I allow it to break. Like, see, even this part isn't clean. And that's okay because once I move up to a certain area, I'll clean the part up. But wherever her hair naturally breaks is where I just allow it to break. Now, you see her hair is kind of stringy looking. Her hair is very low porosity, so it takes a while for product to seep into her hair for her hair to revert back. And this also is a good indication that she has nice moisture in her hair, because moisture is what allows the hair to expand and snap back without breaking or expanding and never snapping back. So again, like you see her hair here, how it's just straight and stringy, but you can see it's starting to revert back at the end. I'm going to add the detangler. And the detangler can be very thick, so I'm going to lightly mist it with more water. And I'm just going to work the detangler in, because her matting is more in the root. Now I can feel her hair separating naturally now that the detangler is breaking down the knots and tangles. Now as you can see, it's easier for me to pull this apart, and that's how fast the detangler starts to work. It's starting to break down her knots and tangles. I can feel it. She still has knots, but it's starting to break them down so it'll be easier for the knots and tangles to come out. So now I'm just going to start detangling, working my way up. I'm not here pulling down. You don't want to do that, because that causes a lot of breakage. You start from the ends and work your way up. And I'm using this fine tooth comb because she has a lot of single strand knots. And if I use my big comb, which is this one, I'm going to miss a lot of those. So when I get ready to comb through her hair, I'll be ripping out more hair than necessary. But if I properly detangle her hair, I'll get all the shed hairs and the loose hairs out, so that I don't have to rip out unnecessary hairs. Now as you can see, the root is breaking up. So now I'm working my way up to the root, and it's becoming easier and easier to detangle. So for those of you ladies with very thick, matted, taking your weave out hair, and I like to go under in all directions when I'm detangling her hair. Now I'm lightly mixing with water, but as you can see, turn around a little bit, this is the section of hair that I showed you guys a minute ago that was nice and stringy. It's still reverting back again because our hair's porosity is so low. I may be at the top of her hair before this part completely reverts back, because that's how low her porosity is. That's how hard it is for product to seep into her hair. So as you can see, this is after a silk press. This is her natural curl pattern of her hair. As you can see, there are no stringy portions. This is not it's consistent, and the curl pattern is consistent. So it's not like a wave and a curl and straight. It's consistently from root to ends. Now because her hair, the new hair is growing out, I can tell that the root is becoming a little more curly, but you can tell that it's consistent with her natural hair pattern. So I just want to show you guys that, and that is how our detangler works. So if she wanted to wear a wash and go, this is what her hair would look like in the wash and go. So for you ladies who love wash and goes, you see how her hair is very defined. You will follow that up with our styling aid, but that's later on in the video. Okay, I'll talk to you ladies later. Stay tuned for the video showing how I styled her hair using our Perfect Assist styling aid. And also, these are some shots of my girls with their hair silk pressed. We were just having fun. I told the little one to wink at me, y'all. Y'all see how she winked. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.